WNBA Players Association sent its contract proposal to the league on December 9, 2024. More than a month has passed, and the owners still haven't responded. No counteroffer. No rejection. Just silence. That's important because of what the players are asking for. The players want 30% of gross revenue. Gross revenue means money before any expenses are paid. That includes travel, housing, marketing, staff salaries, arena costs, and everything else. In simple terms, the players want nearly 1/3 of every dollar the league earns, even if the league loses money. This matters because the WNBA has lost money for 28 straight years. Not months. Not a few seasons. Almost 3 decades. ESPN reported on January 28 that the Players Association is still waiting for a response. But according to league sources, the owners don't believe the proposal even deserves one.
Why?
Because the players sent essentially the same proposal twice. The league already reviewed it and felt it was unrealistic. Instead of changing their demands, the players sent it again with small changes and hoped the owners would give in. That's not real negotiating. That's repeating the same demand and refusing to move. One player told ESPN, "That's literally what a negotiation is," referring to compromise. But here's the problem. The players haven't compromised at all. The owners have offered more money, better benefits, and improved housing options. The players' answer every time has been the same. 30% of gross revenue. Non-negotiable. That's not compromise. That's an ultimatum. Now let's talk about what the owners are actually offering, because this part often gets left out. The league has proposed that players receive about 70% of net revenue over the life of the deal. The key word is net. Net revenue means money left after the league pays its expenses, things like flights, hotels, marketing, arena rentals, TV production, and staff. Here's why this difference matters. If the WNBA earns $300 million in revenue and the players get 30% of gross revenue, they would take $90 million right away. If league expenses are $250 million, the league would only have $50 million left to cover $250 million in costs. That's impossible. Under the owner's plan, expenses are paid first. If there is $50 million in profit, players would get $35 million. If there's a loss, the owners absorb it, like they've done for 28 years. That's the difference between sharing success and demanding payment even when the league loses money. Now we need to talk about the biggest factor in all of this, Caitlin Clark. Her arrival changed how players view their leverage. For the first time, the league had 2 years in a row of solid TV ratings and attendance. In 2024, nationally televised games averaged 1.2 million viewers, up from 462,000 in 2023. That's real growth. But here's the part players seem to overlook. According to Sports Media Watch, Caitlin Clark alone accounted for about 60% of that increase. Games with Clark averaged 1.8 million viewers. Games without her averaged 650,000. That's not league-wide popularity. That's one superstar driving interest. The owners see this clearly. When Clark doesn't play, ratings drop. Many teams still struggle to fill arenas. Merchandise sales are driven mostly by one jersey. So when the Players Association demands 30% of gross revenue as if the league is suddenly on NBA level, the owner's response is simple. Prove it first. Housing has also become a major issue. Players want the league to provide full-season housing for everyone, no matter their salary, but no other major U.S. sports league does this. Not the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, or MLS. Even the National Women's Soccer League is phasing out team-provided housing. The owner's actual proposal is more targeted. They are willing to provide housing for players on non-guaranteed contracts and for players in expensive cities who earn lower salaries. That helps the players who truly need it. For example, Breanna Stewart earns over $240,000 in WNBA salary and millions in endorsements. She doesn't need the league to pay her rent. But a player on a short-term contract making minimum pay does. That's the compromise the owners are offering, and the players are rejecting it. Here's how we got here. In November 2023, the players opted out of the old agreement and released a hype video announcing it. They treated it like a power move. The owners didn't panic. They simply said, Make us an offer. The players demanded 30% of gross revenue. The owners countered. The players sent the same proposal again. Then the owners stopped responding. That's where things stand now. And time is running out. The 2026 season is scheduled to start on May 8th. That's less than 100 days away. Before then, the league must handle 2 expansion drafts, free agency, and the college draft. None of that can happen without a new agreement. The current contract expired on January 9th, and the league is only operating under temporary rules. What makes this situation so frustrating is that the WNBA just had the best 2 years in its history. Ratings are up. Attendance is up. Merchandise and sponsorships are up. The league also signed a new media deal worth $2.2 billion over 11 years, which is far more than before. Players will make more money under any new deal. The real question is whether they are willing to accept a deal based on long-term, sustainable growth, or whether they'll hold out for an unrealistic demand that treats the WNBA like it's already the NBA. Because the reality is simple. The WNBA has lost money every year since it began. It has survived only because the NBA covers its losses, estimated at $10 to $12 million per year. That support is not guaranteed forever. And that's what these negotiations are really about.